Guys, as I've said before, I am not a doctor. Please check with your physician before trying anything new.
Hey guys, Backyard Farmer Pat here. Today is a very exciting day. We're going to be talking about this plant, which is called the comfrey plant, also known as a bone knit plant, and we're going to be making a medicinal salve out of this plant. And guys, I have so much food and herbs throughout my garden, but guys, I also have a ton of medicinals, and this is a very powerful medicinal. Back in the day, maybe over 100 years ago, this was known as bone knit because the comfrey plant is believed to accelerate the healing of broken bones. And I can give you a personal testimony from that. If you guys had watched my video last year when we had a hurricane was coming. I was trying to get my chickens in the coop, and Mr. Pinky, my rooster, Mr. Pinky broke my pinky. We had like a little fight I was trying to get him into the house, and he wasn't having it, and he won. He broke my pinky, and that happened on a Thursday. Of course, there was a hurricane. Friday, I got to the urgent care. They x-rayed, gave me a copy of the x-ray to take to the hand doctor on Monday. And Monday, I got some comfrey, made like a poultice by beating the comfrey and wrapping it around my finger. I literally had to wrap it for the whole weekend because I wasn't able, to get any treatment. And guys, when the hand surgeon reviewed my x-ray on the Monday after breaking my finger on Friday, he said he could already see the healing, that the bone was already beginning to heal itself. And I told him, of course, that I was using comfrey. He didn't say yes it was good or no it wasn't. He just said, I don't know if he knows about it, but these medical doctors, they're not going to tell you anything that you can heal yourself with for free. And of course, my finger is perfectly fine now. That's my pinky, perfectly fine now. They were thinking I would need surgery because a lot of times when people break their pinkies, they have to have surgery to get it straightened back. But guys, I'm healed with comfrey. That's the only experience I've had with comfrey. However, I am going to be using a recipe today. I'm going to be making a comfrey salve, and today I'm going to be using a recipe from Health and Homestead. That's a website I found. That's another YouTuber I found when I was looking up recipes. And 99% of YouTubers out there, they steep the comfrey leaf for like 5-6 weeks, 4 weeks, or they steep it in oil to draw all the comfrey benefits. Then they strain it off. But this is the only YouTuber I saw that actually dried the comfrey, blended it, and made the salve. So they had a ton of testimonials on their page. I will drop a link to the video I watched where the girl made the comfrey. And I believe on that video, they also have a link to another video where they talk about the medical evidence-based data that backs comfrey. So this is not an old wives' tale. This is not just Backyard Farmer Pat talking. As I said, the one time I used it personally, there was healing. There was pain reduction within, I would say, hours of using it. There was pain reduction and there was healing, medically proof of healing based on the x-rays. So guys, I already picked some of these leaves and I have them inside dehydrating. They've been dehydrating for several hours. I'm dehydrating on a very, very, very low fire. On a very low oven. I have a dehydrator function in my oven. I think I have it at like 110, and it's been probably like 10 hours. So let's go check on those comfrey leaves and let's make us some comfrey salve. There's a few things I want to mention to you before we start making the salve. Comfrey, these leaves, they have like a very prickly surface. You can't really see it on the camera. Maybe if you look down here, you can see like it has some like little prickly, like a prickly surface. So when you're handling comfrey, it's really better to use gloves. I didn't use gloves, and I got a couple little, it's like fine hairs. You see that? Look at that. It's like fine hairs, and they run into my flesh. So you have to be very careful. Comfrey, on some farms, people use comfrey to feed their animals, to feed their goats, their cows. It's really good for that. A lot of people also grow comfrey because it has a very long tap root, and it is amazing, amazing, amazing magic as a fertilizer in the garden. So a lot of people who grow comfrey, that's how they use it. Comfrey can also take over an area. The most comfrey. Thank God I have the kind of comfrey that stays in place, so I can cut the root. You can cut the root and transplant it to other areas, which is what I did here. I had like a little tiny piece of root that I planted by this tree, and I planted another one by my papaya tree because it actually benefits the tree that you planted beside. It actually enriches that area and benefits the tree. People use it as a chop and drop. You can just mow over it and let it break down into the soil. It will build up the soil around any tree that you put it around. So I have it around a couple of my trees. I have it in one of my garden beds, my island. You guys know my island. I have a comfy patch over there, but it's really great to have it in the garden just in case there's ever any injury. The one thing I can tell you, when I did use it on my finger, it was so itchy, but I just put up with the itching because it was benefiting me by really and truly. Can you guys imagine having a broken finger and not being able to get treatment? So it was really great to have this and to know that what the benefits are. Learn about your plants, guys. Half of the plants that we have in our garden, half of the herbs and the vegetables we eat, rosemary is one, moringa is one, guys. We have them in our garden. We eat them because they taste nice, but guys, tons of medicine. So anyway, let's go inside and make us some comfrey salve. All right, so I just took it out of the dryer. You have to make sure it is crispy. Oops. So you see here, it's not like crumbling. So even though it feels completely dry, I'm gonna put it back in the dryer until it's completely crispy. Okay, I just took it back out. Ah, you hear that sound? That's what you're listening for. See how crunchy and crispy it is? It just falls apart. Now this is ready to be blended. So I'm gonna put it in my little blender and powder it, and we'll be right back. All right, so I just finished blending it up. You can see it's nicely blended. I'm gonna set this aside and combine the other two ingredients. So the first ingredient is gonna be beeswax. And I have here these white beeswax pellets that I got online. This is just 100% pure organic premium cosmetic grade beeswax. All right, so we need exactly 1 ounce of the beeswax. So I'm using the recipe exactly as Health and Homestead is using it. Our scale is at 0. So in order to get it at 0, you rest the cup on there first. So it's registered 0. So now I'm going to do exactly 1 ounce. All right, so that's exactly 1 ounce. So next, we're gonna fill it to the 1 cup mark with extra virgin cold pressed olive oil. I don't think the brand matters. What matters is that it's extra virgin olive oil. So I'm gonna put this up to exactly 1 cup. All right, so I filled it exactly to the 1 cup mark. All right, so next step is have the beeswax melt in the olive oil until all the little pieces of beeswax go. I'm gonna do this on a very, very low fire. I just hung the measuring cup on the side so it's not resting flat in the pot, and I'm just gonna gently heat this until the beeswax melts, and I'll be back after the beeswax melts. All right, so it's nicely melted now. Melted it on a very, very low fire. It took well over an hour to get it fully melted. Now before it starts cooling off and hardening, you want to add the comfrey. So let's go add the comfrey. I've already measured out exactly 0.1 ounce of comfrey. So let's go ahead and add the comfrey. Here is our 0.1 ounce of comfrey powder, and we're going to add it to the oil. And we're gonna stir it in real quick before it gets hard. Oops. Stir
Stir it in really quick. Then we're gonna pour it into the containers. Make sure I get all this comfrey off. All right, so let's pour this into the containers. I have these little ointment containers that I bought on Amazon. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour this in. Not sure how many I'll be able to fill up with this. And I'm gonna let these cool for a few hours, maybe cool overnight. Then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Looks like we have just enough for 5. So I'll be back after this cools. All right, guys, it's been about 30 minutes, probably about an hour now. And you can see, guys, the color has already changed and it's lightening up. So I have my Comfrey salve. I'm gonna be using this over the next couple weeks and let you know. And I have a couple of friends, also family members, who also have Comfrey. Then the extra powder that I have, I'm gonna just keep it in this little container till I'm ready to make my next batch. Guys, as I've said before, I am not a doctor. Please check with your physician before trying anything new. This Comfrey salve is very powerful, but it also can cause a lot of damage, particularly liver damage. With Comfrey, you never ever want to eat it internally, and even use it as a topical. Always be careful first. If you're pregnant, breastfeeding, or if you don't want to use this. Also, if you have a small child, you do not want to use this on them. These 6 up here are actually some body butters I've been working on perfecting. Testing these out on my family and a few friends right now, trying to get the perfect formula. But this is really moisturizing. I plan on having these on my Etsy store probably maybe by February. All right, so let's try the Comfrey. This is what we're here for. All right. Very easy to pick up some. Feels very smooth on the fingers. You can see the little shine from the olive oil. All right, let's see what it feels like on my hand. Goes on very smoothly. Feels very soft. You can see it leaves a nice sheen. So it's moisturizing as well as healing. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can see as I grow my own food and as I make more healing salves and healing oils. Till next time, bye now.